In this story, we're shown a world where a deadly virus has turned almost every human into a zombie. But these aren't your typical zombies. They are incredibly fast, able to outrun even an airplane. Some are so cunning they can outsmart humans, while others can sniff out their targets from miles away. In this dangerous world, only 2 humans remain. Can they survive? Let's find out in this video. The beginning of the end. The story begins with a young boy watching cartoons in his room when the TV signal suddenly cuts out. An emergency report appears on the screen, wiping the smile from his face. The report announces that a highly toxic virus has spread globally, turning infected individuals into monstrous zombies within minutes. The virus is spreading rapidly, and the entire world has been affected. The report advises anyone listening to quickly find a safe place. The boy is watching this when he hears a strange noise from the room upstairs. His heart pounds as he slowly goes to investigate, only to find it was a prank by his older sister. They then go to their mother's room and find her looking very worried. She calls her husband, a pilot, to tell him about the situation. He tells his wife and children that the virus is spreading quickly everywhere, and they shouldn't wait for him at home. He urges them to leave the city immediately. He reassures his children, showing them a lucky bracelet his daughter, Abigail, had made for him. Abigail is overjoyed to see it. Their mother is quickly gathering supplies when they hear screams from outside. She rushes out of the house with her children. Just as they are about to get in the car, a zombie attacks their mother. Terrified, Abigail hides under the car and watches helplessly as her younger brother and mother are killed by the zombies. The zombies don't notice the little girl and move on. The girl is shaking with fear when she sees her mother has also become a zombie. Her mother, now a zombie, moves toward her. Just before she can attack her daughter, a man appears like an angel, kills Abigail's mother, and saves Abigail. A little later, they see that Abigail's younger brother is also turning into a zombie. The man tells the girl to cover her ears and shoots her zombified brother. 10 years later, the story fast forwards 10 years. Human civilization has been completely destroyed by the zombie virus. The once bustling cities are now desolate. All humans have either died or are wandering around as zombies. Only 2 people are left alive: Abigail, who is now grown up, and the man who saved her, Uncle Jack. Since that day, Abigail has been raised by Jack, who has trained her to fight zombies. If Jack hadn't come into her life that day, Abigail would have died. She now considers Jack her father. After living alone in the jungle for so many years, Abigail feels very lonely. Her biggest wish is to find a human settlement where she can live with other people. However, Jack doesn't like being around people at all. One night, while they are camping in the jungle, Jack wakes up to a noise. He quietly steps out of his tent, only to be attacked by a zombie. He kills it with a series of shots, and Abigail also arrives. After 10 years of hunting zombies in the jungle, they know that zombies travel in groups. They realize there must be more zombies nearby, so they quickly get ready and ride away on their horses. On the way, their horses start neighing, a clear sign of danger. They look around and see a jeep surrounded by zombies in the distance. A human is trying to protect himself. Since there are so few humans left in the world, they must save this person. Jack decides to test Abigail's shooting skills. He tells her to save this man to see if she is fully trained. He tells her to calmly take aim and shoot. But Abigail shoots in a hurry, and the bullet hits not only the zombie, but also the survivor. Jack gets very angry at her. They go to the man and see that he can't be saved. So Jack kills him to prevent him from turning into a zombie and becoming a threat to them. After that, they start taking all the necessary things from the dead man's car. As Jack puts on the dead man's shoes, the man's companions, a group of heavily armed people, arrive and surround them. One of them sees the dead man's shoes on Jack's feet and suspects that Jack and Abigail killed their companion to steal his belongings. Just as they are about to kill them, a pregnant woman gets out of the car and tells her companions to leave them alone. At that moment, the black horse gives a warning again, and in the next moment, loud noises come from the jungle. A storm of zombies rushes toward them from all sides. They are so fast that the group doesn't get a chance to run, so they take out their weapons and fight there. Everyone had weapons, but the number of zombies was too great. One by one, many people from the group get bitten. The remaining people have no place to hide, and soon only a few are left. One strong man is unfortunately bitten by a zombie. He tries to shoot himself, but runs out of bullets. Now they know that they can't fight them. So Abigail takes the pregnant woman to the car. The pregnant woman's husband is also in the car, and Jack starts the car and quickly leaves. Now only these 4 people are left in the whole group. The rest have all become victims of the zombies. A zombie with a black face gets very angry seeing his companions dead. On the road to Shiptown, the 4 of them are traveling in the car, escaping from the zombies. On the way, Jack asks the woman in the back who she is and what they were doing there. She tells them that the remaining people wanted to go to a place called Shiptown where humans live safely. There are all the necessary facilities there, and they all wanted to go there and live a normal life. Hearing this, Abigail is very happy because this is the place she always wanted to go. Jack says that there is no such colony here. I have been wandering here and there for the last 10 years. I have not seen any such colony. Just then, their car breaks down in the middle of the road. The pregnant woman's husband, whose name is David, gets out and says he is a mechanic and can fix it. But he can't fix the car due to a lack of tools. So they leave the car there and start walking. After walking for several kilometers, they reach a deserted society. The tall buildings are still standing, but there is a deadly silence everywhere. They first check the place thoroughly. When they feel no danger, they decide to spend the night there. At night, they make a fire and cook food. Abigail is very eager to go to Shiptown. She starts talking to the pregnant woman about the place. The pregnant woman tells her that they had already made contact with the people living in Shiptown via radio. It's a beautiful place where they can live freely. Hearing this, Abigail's eyes light up. On the other hand, Jack lays out traps all around so that even if they fall asleep, they will know if danger is near. Jack comes inside and takes out a map and explains to everyone that he will drop Megan and David off a little further, and after that, they will go their separate ways. But Abigail is not happy with Jack's decision. She goes to Jack and argues with him that David will not be able to get his pregnant wife to that place safely, so they should go with them. Jack says they should be sensible. Look, where there are more people, there is also more danger. But Abigail gets angry at Jack's decision and leaves. However, neither of them knows that the black-faced zombie has reached there by sniffing their car. A glimmer of hope. The next morning, Abigail is sitting on the roof, looking at her childhood photo, when she suddenly hears a rustling sound from the trees below. She realizes that the zombies have come inside and runs down to warn everyone, but a zombie follows her. Abigail climbs the stairs to save herself and throws the chasing zombie down. But in this attempt, she loses her balance and is about to fall. But Jack arrives in time and saves her. A little later, the black-faced zombie arrives with his companions because he knows where his companion died. But they get caught in the traps laid out earlier, in which many zombies are killed. Jack hears the sound of the explosion and understands that the zombie horde has reached the place where they stayed last night, and the zombies are still chasing them. But the good thing was that they had left that place and moved on. On the way, Abigail remembers that there is a small airfield a little further away where her father used to work. Maybe there are some airplanes left with which they can easily reach Shiptown. But Jack says that if they go to the airport, it's an open area, and if the zombies surround them there, they will have no way to save their lives. It's also unlikely that they'll find an airplane there. But on Abigail's repeated insistence, he agrees to go there. They arrive at the airport, but there are no airplanes. Jack says, "See, I told you there wouldn't be any airplanes here." But when they reach a small garage there, they are lucky to find a small airplane as soon as they open the garage door. Seeing this, they all get very happy because now their way to Shiptown has become easy. But this airplane had not been used for a long time. So the mechanic David says that it needs to be fixed. "It won't take long. I will fix it within 10 to 15 minutes. While David fixes the airplane, Jack and Abigail start looking for some useful things in the airport. Just then, David sees through binoculars that many zombies are coming from a distance and will reach the airplane very soon. They run and warn Jack and Abigail that they need to start the airplane quickly. Otherwise, the zombies will reach here and kill them. Abigail quickly sits in the pilot seat. She reads the books present there. Her father was a pilot, so she had learned a little about controlling an airplane from him, and Jack tries to stop the zombies by shooting them. Abigail somehow manages to start the airplane, but it was too late. Many zombies reached the runway. Their speed was quite fast, and one of the zombies even reaches the airplane door. But Jack shoots him and saves the airplane from him, and Abigail understands the controls of the plane. In this way, they take off the airplane. Everyone in the airplane is very happy because they will soon reach Ship Town directly. The journey continues. But this happiness was short-lived. As soon as they went a little further, smoke suddenly started coming out of the airplane's engine because this airplane had not traveled in the air for the last 10 years. So its engine explodes and the plane starts going down. Jack, acting wisely, crash lands the airplane into a tree, which causes them some minor injuries, but their lives are saved. The plane is no longer usable, so now they will have to walk again. After walking for a long time, they reach a deserted railway station. It's night. They check for danger around them. When they don't see any zombies, they decide to spend the night there. They look at their location on the map, which shows them that they are now only 2 days away from Ship Town. Here the pregnant woman comes to Jack and thanks him. She tells Jack that if it weren't for him, they would never have been able to reach here. Hearing this, Jack also feels sympathy for Megan. He tells her his story that 10 years ago, when this zombie virus started, he first had to kill his own wife because she was coming to bite him. That's why since then, the human inside him has been dead somewhere. Now in this world, he only has Abigail, whom he will keep alive at any cost. And Jack also tells Megan that his intention has changed. I will first take you to Ship Town. Hearing this, Megan gets very happy. On the other hand, we see that Megan's husband, David, tries to kill himself by putting a gun to his head. In fact, a zombie had bitten him on his leg, but David has not become a zombie yet because the wound is very small. That's why his zombification is very slow. Now he has decided that he will get his wife, Megan, to this Ship Town and then separate himself from her. The next morning, these four continue their journey again. On the way, Jack finds David's actions a bit strange. Jack understands that he is infected, so he takes him to an empty place where his wife and Abigail can't see them. He pulls up David's pant leg and sees the zombie bite mark. Now Jack was sure that David would soon become a zombie. Jack asks him, "Tell me, would you like to kill yourself or should I?" David says, "I won't harm anyone, and if such a situation arises, I will kill myself." So he lets David go. A surprising twist. They walk all night and see a house ahead. Jack goes ahead with a gun drawn. Suddenly, a bright light flashes, and a voice from a speaker tells them to put their weapons down, or they will be riddled with bullets. Now they know that there is a human inside. Abigail steps forward and says that their purpose in coming here is not to harm anyone at all. We just need help. Just then, the owner of the house comes out. He says that they will be given plenty of food and a place to spend the night here, but on one condition. They all have to leave their guns outside. When they leave their weapons outside, the man takes them inside the house. This man welcomes everyone inside the house and tells them that he is a scientist. "I live here alone. If I wanted to, I could have left here, but it is easy for me to do research in such places." Here he gives them all very good food. They are all surprised to see it because they had not eaten such food for a long time. They all pounce on the food. After eating, the scientist also brings drinks for these people. They were all very happy because after so many days, they all get a chance to sit and talk comfortably. But listening to the scientist's words, they feel something strange. The scientist says, "Look, this virus that has spread, although it is a very bad thing. On the other hand, humans have also been upgraded by it." He says, "Weak humans will be eliminated, and the strong will survive as zombies." He says that zombies live only to eat, not for progress. Therefore, zombies should rule the world. Hearing this, the four of them start to feel very strange. Just then, David feels unwell and goes to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom and looks in the mirror and sees that the virus has spread throughout his body. When David comes back to the hall, he sees that Jack and the others are unconscious. In fact, the scientist had mixed a tranquilizer in the alcohol. Seeing this, David starts to attack the scientist. Just then, the scientist presses a button on a device he is holding in his hand. David suddenly feels very weak and falls to the ground. The scientist says that he has made this device after years of hard work, with which he can go to any corner of the world. And with the help of this device, zombies can't harm him at all. The scientist had made such a device with which he could control the zombies. This means that now he will become the king of the whole world and make everyone dance to his tune. After that, David faints. When David regains consciousness, he sees that he and his companions have been tied up, and now the scientist is going to experiment on the 4 of them. After doing all this, the scientist says, "Would you like to meet my wife?" After that, we see the scientist's wife, who was a zombie, and the scientist had locked her in a cage and used to feed her by catching humans. The scientist had also made this device by experimenting on his wife. When the scientist opens the cage door, his wife first starts attacking him, but the scientist controls her and sends her toward the 4 of them. She attacks Jack, but he kicks her and pushes her back. But then David breaks the rope with the power of the virus and also frees his other companions. The owner of the house senses the danger and immediately runs away. After that, the 4 of them also quickly come out with their belongings. Luckily, they find the scientist's car outside, and these 4 get in it and leave for the jungle. Final confrontation, but the scientist was not one to give up. He controls the zombie horde with his device and makes them chase them. Jack increases the speed of the car and leaves the zombies far behind, but the road ahead is blocked. Now they have no choice but to walk. After walking a little further, the zombies reach them again. David knows that he doesn't have much time. He will become a zombie in a little while. So he asks them to move on and decides to stay behind and stop the zombies himself. But his wife didn't want to let him go. David says, "You have to live for our child, and I am doing all this for our future child." After that, David fought with the zombies and faced them very bravely. He stops the zombies for a long time, and his companions go far away from the zombies. But then a zombie comes and kills David. Jack carries Megan in his arms and moves forward, and finally they reach the place where the human settlement was. Abigail starts screaming for help because there are many zombies behind them. 2 guards sitting on the tower above see them, and they now start covering them by shooting the zombies with snipers. A boat is also sent for those people soon, and these 3 get in that boat and reach inside Shiptown. The black-faced zombie stops his companions from moving forward because there is a water path ahead, and they could not cross it. On the other hand, Megan was about to deliver, and she needed immediate treatment. The good thing is that there are also doctor and hospital facilities here. The next morning, we see that this place has been made by connecting many large ships with each other, which is surrounded by water. Jack tells Abigail that they should leave here now, but Abigail has decided to stay here. She is enjoying living among people very much. They have a big fight over this. Just then, a doctor comes and says that Megan has given birth to a daughter, but due to excessive bleeding, she may not live for long. Hearing this, Jack's heart becomes sad. He quickly goes to the hospital room. Megan has become very weak, and she wants to entrust her daughter to Jack, and she wants her to grow up like Abigail. Jack remembers his dead wife and agrees to keep Megan's daughter with him. Meanwhile, Abigail is enjoying with a handsome boy. She had never thought that so many people could sit together and drink alcohol and dance and sing to beautiful music. So her intention to stay here becomes even more firm. A little later, Abigail secretly sees the handsome boy going into a cabin. Seeing him, she also goes inside. On reaching there, she sees that this cabin is full of wires and bombs. A wireless switch is also hanging there. As soon as she touches that switch, the boy runs and tells her that they have planted bombs under Shiptown. If this place is ever in danger, people will run away through that path, and from outside, they will blow up this place. But neither of them has any idea that this day will come so soon. The ultimate sacrifice. The crazy scientist also reaches there in anger. He sees that these people have killed a lot of zombies, with whose help he wanted to rule the world. He controls that black-faced zombie king with his control device. After getting the scientist's help, the water under Shiptown could no longer save them. Many zombies reach those ships from under the water and suddenly attack the people. Many people are killed. There is a commotion among the people. On the other hand, Jack also gets to know that the zombies have attacked. Jack gets worried about Abigail and starts looking for her. He moves forward by killing the zombies and finally finds Abigail. On the other hand, the crazy scientist also reaches the ship and punches Abigail and knocks her down. Seeing this, Jack gets angry and runs towards the scientist. Just then, a zombie comes in the middle and pushes him into a tank. The scientist also reaches there and wants to take revenge on Jack. He kicks Jack and knocks him down, but Jack knows that fighting the scientist is useless. So he attacks the scientist and breaks the device in his hand by hitting it on the wall. Now the scientist does not have the power to control the zombies. After that, the old scientist soon becomes a victim of the zombies. The good thing was that there was already an escape route in this camp. Many survivors reach the other side of the river through the tunnel. When they are about to turn on the bomb, the handsome boy does not press the button because Abigail is still on the ship. Now Jack and Abigail start running outside, but the zombie king from behind grabs Abigail. Just then, Jack quickly hits that zombie on the head with a stick, due to which he falls behind. Suddenly, Abigail's eyes accidentally fall on the bracelet tied to the zombie king's hand. This was the same bracelet that she had made for her father with her own hands in her childhood. She understands that this zombie is her father, but he was now a zombie, not a human. Here, Jack holds her by the hand and forcibly pulls her to run. The handsome boy sees both of them running and immediately presses the wireless remote button, and the entire ship town turns into ashes. However, their fight was not over. The camp chief comes holding his neck because a zombie had bitten him in the fight. The black-faced zombie had attacked him before the virus spread. The surprising thing was that the zombie king also survived the explosion. Jack immediately runs and starts fighting that zombie king, but Jack was weakening against the zombie king. So Abigail picks up the gun from the ground, and even after knowing that the zombie king standing in front of her is her father, he was killing Jack who raised her. So Abigail shoots that black-faced zombie king without thinking, because if she didn't shoot him, that zombie king would have killed everyone present there. After that, Jack and Abigail hug each other, and now Jack, Abigail, and the remaining people look towards a deserted wreck in the distant sea and decide to build a new human settlement there. With this, the story ends here. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.